Welcome to RuxiEDM. This is Ruxi. So this first episode, let's talk about what is EDM and what kinds of genre it has. EDM stands for electronic dance music. So it's one kind of electronic music that is easy to dance with, and that's exactly why you hear that a lot in the clubs and festivals because people go there to dance. And one very classic EDM example I want to give you guys is Titania by David Guetta and Sia. While EDM is mostly very fast, and to some people who are not really used to it, it can be a little bit noisy. But there are also other kind of electronic music that is not that fast. So the slower electronic music example I want to give you guys here is Indian Summer by Jay Wolf. So what's the difference between EDM and popular music? Well, technically EDM is one kind of popular music because, as I mentioned earlier, EDM is one kind of electronic music and electronic music is actually one kind of popular music. And there are other kinds of popular music such as pop, country, hip-hop, rock, jazz, blues, R&B, or rap. So what's the difference between EDM and these other kinds of popular music? And one big difference here is for electronic music or EDM production, you would definitely need at least one electronic device or electronic music instrument. Versus for other music production, you probably don't even need any music instrument. Like rap, you can just rap battle with each other, or you could just use a traditional music instrument like guitar, like what Ed Sheeran does all the time. So for the EDM or electronic music production, as the technology is getting more and more advanced, you could produce all these things with purely just the softwares, like electronic music production software, which is called DAW, D-A-W, the Digital Audio Workstation. So one good example is actually if you have an iPhone or iPad, the GarageBand on it is actually one kind of DAW because you can create digital audio file with these. So remember, DAW. So the DAW is actually one very fabulous part of EDM because there are so many different kind of sound effects in DAW that you can use in the EDM or electronic music. So these sound effects can be very future-like, sounds very progressive, or reminds you of galaxy, universe, or it could be very spiritual, make you feel like you're in the woods or in the ocean, like flow with nature. So the very good synthesized sound example I want to give you guys is Sad Machine by Potter Robinson. So in this song, Potter Robinson synthesized this female machine sound that sounds very sad, and he also added a lot of other very interesting sound effect, which makes this song absolutely a very classic EDM music in history.
Is anyone there? Hi. Who survived? Somebody new? Anyone else but you? On a lonely night, was a blinding light.
So before I start to talk about what kind of genre EDM has, I want to mention one thing that could be very important to help you differentiate some kinds of the genres, and that is BPM, beats per minute. You probably hear that when you go to doctor's office when they measure your heart BPM, like how many times your heart beats every minute. So in the music world, the BPM, beats per minute, means in one song for each minute how many boom 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 beats it has in the music. So it's a measurement of like how fast a song is. And in a lot of EDM music, the most popular BPM range is between 120 to 140. So remember BPM. It can be very useful for you to tell the difference between some of the EDM genres. So now let's talk about what kind of genre EDM has. Nowadays, there are four biggest genres that you can hear a lot in all kind of EDM music festivals in the world. And these four are house, trance, trap, and dubstep. There are also some other kind of genre like hardstyle, drum and bass, or techno, but these four that I just mentioned are absolutely the most popular ones. And under this genre, there are also subgenres. For example, for house music, there are subgenres like classic house, electro house, progressive house, tropical house, deep house, or big room house. And for trance, there are subgenres like uplifting trance, psytrance, or Euro trance. So it can be a little bit confusing at the very beginning. So for those who just start to listen to EDM, I would suggest you to start with these four big genres first, which are house, trance, trap, and dubstep. So first figure out what's the difference between these four genres, and then dig into what the subgenres may sound like. So in this episode, let's focus on these four big genres first. And let's start with house music, because house music is probably the most popular among these four most popular genres. And in most clubs you go to, the music they play are mostly electro house or progressive house. So I hope you guys do remember the BPM I told you guys earlier, which stands for beats per minute. So for house music, the most popular BPM range is between 120 to 130. And for some reason, specifically 128 BPM is the most popular BPM. So the reason why 128 is more popular is because probably that's a BPM people find it most easy and enjoyable to dance with. And the music example I want to give you here for house music is I Remember by Cascade and Deadmau5. So this song is a very classic collaboration between two house producers, and the BPM of this song is exactly 128 BPM. So definitely feel how your body like this beats when you listen to this song.
Feeling the past moving, letting a new day begin.
And secondly, let's talk about trance, which is my personal favorite. So for trance music, the BPM range from 130 to 150. And the most popular BPM range is in between 130 to 140. So you can tell trance music is faster than house music, and trance can sound more repetitive as well. So trance music may sound like dum 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 dum, while house music sounds more like dum stats dum stats dum stats dum stats. So the reason why I really like trance music is especially this vocal trance music. So what does vocal music mean? So vocal music means there's in the song there's someone like vocalist or singer actually sing in the song, while in the non-vocal songs you don't really hear people singing, you just hear a music or other sound effect. So the reason why I really like these vocal trance music because a lot of times they have very meaningful lyrics. They deliver very positive message on love, universe, or other stuff. And a lot of vocalists, their sound, their voice are just amazing. It just touch your feeling. So the example I want to give you guys here is one of my personal favorite trance music, which is Things Called Love by Above and Beyond.
There was a time, there was a place, but there was fear inside. A witty line to save my face, a parachute of pride. 'Cause there's a thing called love that we all forget, and it's a wasted love that we all regret. You live your life just once, so don't forget about a thing called love.
So next, let's talk about trap music. And trap music is getting very popular here in the United States, maybe because trap already built its popularity among rap music. So for trap music, the BPM can varies a lot. It can go down all the way to 110 or to 170 BPM, and the most popular BPM is somewhere near 140 BPM. So regarding the beats in trap music, it's very unpredictable. So if you compare with house or trance, which you can tell is dong 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 dong, or it's just either slower for house and faster for trance music. For trap music, it's really hard to tell. There's really no pattern for the beats. So it can be like dong 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 dong, or dong 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 dong. So the beats is like scattered all over the place. And the trap music example I want to give you guys is from the very classic trap group Yellow Claw, Till It Hurts.
Hold me tight, read my lips, don't need a word to say. Love me till it hurts. I need my heart to burst.
So lastly, let's talk about dubstep. So from the BPM perspective, it's kind of similar to trap. It varies a lot, and the most popular BPM is around 140. But dubstep is kind of hard to explain because from the beats perspective, it can be as repetitive as house or trance, like dong 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 dong, the 4 beats, or it can be unpredictable like trap music, like dong 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 dong. But the most special thing about dubstep is for the beginners, for people who just start to listen to dubstep, or even for me, when I started to listen to dubstep, I feel like, oh my god, there are so many different weird sound or noises. Sounds like cutting metals, like gee 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 gee, or ka 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 ka. I was like, oh my god, what's that? But if you listen to it more and more, you will probably start to appreciate the energy or the anger you can release when you listen to dubstep. So I actually really enjoy it right now. And the interesting thing is that for all the genres, like for beginners, it can be really confusing, like, oh, what is house, what is trance? I can't even tell. But dubstep is probably the genre that's the easiest to tell, because if you go to a music festival or music event, if you see people under the stage doing this, it's like 99% dubstep. So the example I want to give you guys here is Bangarang by the legend of dubstep, Skrillex.
Shout to all my boss boys. Shout to all my boss boys. We rowdy. Shout to all my boss boys. Shout to all my boss boys. Bangarang. Bass. Bangarang.
it. These are the 4 genres I want to cover today. So to summarize, house music is comparatively slower and it sounds more like dots, 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 dots. While trance music is a little bit faster and the beats are more repetitive and it sounds more like dum, 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 dum. While for trap music, it can be slow, it can be fast, and the beats vary a lot. There's really no pattern for the beats. It can sound like dum, 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 or dum, 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 dum. And for dubstep, it can be fast, it can be slow, and it can have stable beats or unstable beats. But the whole point of dubstep is it has strong bass line, and it's a combination of a lot of matter or unexpected sounds. And when people dance to dubstep, they dance in the head banging style like this. So thank you very much for watching. Please definitely click like if you like this video and leave any comments you want. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to know more about EDM. And I will upload more video about EDM topics like festivals, producers, DJ, as well as the music and the producers I really want to introduce to you guys. So thank you again for watching and hope to see you next time.